Welcome into Jags A.M. this Monday. I'm Kainani Stevens. Brian Sexton and John Ogier are with me today as we have to talk things out after the Jaguars-Eagles game. The Jaguars rallying furiously in the second half, but wasn't meant to be as they come up short once again, falling to 2-7. Start with big things, what might have been. There's plenty of opportunities in the second half after another slow start from the offense in the first half. And Brian, it sounds like a broken record at this point. We've talked about this a lot, but it's just been frustrating to see.
Without a doubt. But, yesterday with first and goal, first and 10, I think at the 13-yard line, you had a chance, at least I thought, to have one of those season-saving kind of wins. Not that you're going to the Super Bowl because of it, but you break the chain of these close losses where you lose at the end by going into Philly in a game that you had no business winning and winning. I thought it was going to be that sort of come-from-behind situation that we've been waiting for all season long that would, if it doesn't change where you're headed into the postseason, at least it changes the storyline and gives people a reason to come watch you play next week against Minnesota, to be excited about Salute to Service Sunday and what's possible for your football team. They were right there. What might have been was a season-saving victory.
Yeah, I hoped for what you were talking about, Brian. I got to admit, even on the 13, I probably like a lot of Jags fans, I was kind of waiting for something bad to happen. Not that I wanted it to happen, but that's sort of what's defined this team, is those big plays in the big moments. And, it in a way, I hate when you try to find a microcosm of the season. But in a sense, that had a feel to it because 5 losses by 5 or less points, all decided in the last 2 minutes. If this team was good in that situation, they'd be a playoff contender, but they're not.
Let's go to our second big thing today, which is defend it. And I'm going to defend the defense a little bit. We've talked a lot about the issues that we've seen on defense. And yes, overall, did they allow a lot of yards? Of course. But John, they played pretty well in moments when they needed to. They got a score. They got forcing turnovers. And then just overall, I felt they played good enough to win the game. It was just, again, that slow start from the offense. I feel like they're always behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, and I hate to beat the same theme. In the big situation, they dropped yesterday. And what I mean by that is 3rd and 19, and you give up a draw play to Saquon Barkley. 3rd and 22, and you give a touchdown. Now, those are the moments that they're talking about back in the back. Overall, Kai, you're right. It was a fine effort, but I thought those moments we're talking about, great players made those plays for the Eagles and beat a Jaguars defense that put forth the effort enough to win, but couldn't do it in the big moments.
Although, I got to give them credit. Listen, they were on the field with 7 minutes and 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They had been on the field for 35 minutes. They gave up the touchdown drive, but then they came back on the next drive, John. Yeah. And on 3rd down and 2, Devon Hamilton stuffs Saquon Barkley and forces a 57-yard field goal that gave the offense the ball back 55 yards from a game-winning drive. Did they make mistakes? Yes. But we've talked about it so many times on this show through the years. You ask a defense, the way the rules are written, to break serve. They broke serve. And the offense failed them yesterday. I thought the defense did a hell of a job.
And just not playing complementary football, as we talk about all the time. It's like when the defense plays well, then the offense isn't playing well. And the offense finally gets it together, the defense struggles too. So it's been difficult all around. SOS, our final big thing today. Please send help. At this point, we don't really know what's going on. We talk about the same things every single week. And Doug Peterson feeling the frustration as well.
It's hard to process when you lose, right? But I do think there are some great plays out there, and that's one of Trayvon's play, obviously. We capitalized on 2 two-point conversions in the game. So there are some good plays. It's just not consistent enough.
Ryan, let's look on the bright side a little bit. That Trayvon play was one of the bright moments in that game. They show resilience and they battle back, but it's almost they dig themselves in too big of a hole to start with.
Yeah, they did, and the hole came from the offense. So choose. What does SOS stand for? Same old stories, same offensive struggles, save our season. I mean, the offense for the third straight week, found themselves with fewer than 25 yards in the first quarter, with no points, and finding themselves in a 10-0 hole because they couldn't even function. How is that possible? I had a conversation with Press Taylor on the practice field last week to talk about it. He was convinced they would break through it. Look, I get it. The Eagles defense is good, but the Jaguars offense has to be good enough to get something going. You know, what do the Eagles have? Over 200 rushing yards? Well, we said, John, you're not going to totally shut down the Eagles running game. They're really good at it and they do it consistently. What do the Jaguars do on offense that you say, well, you're not going to shut that down? They got that. The answer is nothing.
Yeah, start out slowly, maybe. I mean, that's what they've been. Right now, it's who they are. I don't know the answers to that, but as Brian, as you pointed out to me before the show, the last 3 games, they've been in 10-0 holes. They were able to get out of that hole and beat a team that's struggling in New England. It's hard to get out of that hole consistently against contending teams because once you're in that hole, even though you come back, they're still playing downhill on you. And that had that feel yesterday.
All right, stay with us here on Jags A.M. Coming up after the break, we'll go over the highlights from yesterday against the Eagles.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Calling all junior fire chiefs. Parents, register for your child to win the ultimate Jaguars game day experience. Sponsored by Firehouse Subs, cheering on the Jags from the Firehouse Subs fire truck at Everbank Stadium, flashing the fire truck lights when the Jags score. As honorary junior fire chief of the game, your child will receive a Firehouse Subs gift, and the whole family will receive 4 tickets and a parking pass to a home game this season. Visit Jaguars.com/sweepstakes to enter to win today. See website for terms and conditions.
Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudeth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudeth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. For the past 100 years, Sudeth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jags. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudeth is helping you on moving day. Visit Sudeth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote.
Imagine beautiful new windows and doors that elevate your space and keep you comfortable year-round. At Renewal by Andersen, we specialize in custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors that are crafted to last. Right now, for a limited time, save 20% off your entire project. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation today. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Football is back. Celebrate with a gay Duval meal deal. Score 2 roller grill favorites and a 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.50. That means you can choose any 2 to pair with your Coke. 2 hot dogs, 2 tornadoes, 2 roller bites, or mix and match. Whether you're stopping for a quick snack or tailgating with friends, this is a victory for every Jags fan. Deal happening now through January 2nd, 2025. Stop by to purchase in store.
We need to define a great deal in today's new home market because the so-called great deals that you find on every corner just aren't the same as the incredible opportunities you'll find with a new Dreamfinder's home. How about 2.99% in year 1 in one of Dreamfinder's 15 communities across North Florida? Now that's a great deal. 2.99% interest rate in year 1 and a beautiful new Dreamfinder's home. Visit dfhsalesevent.com for our largest savings of the year on move-in ready homes. That's dfhsalesevent.com.
Welcome back to Jags A.M., brought to you by Fields Auto Group, Jacksonville's premier luxury auto group. You can head over to fieldsauto.com to check that out. Welcome back into Jags A.M. today on this Monday. After the first half, I was sitting with John in the press box in Philadelphia, and I was like, I don't know what these highlights are going to look like because of what the offense looked like in the first half. And I will say, they make it entertaining, and it's frustrating as it is. That game felt like 3 different games in one.
You know, if you're looking for a reason to be positive, and I think at some point this week people will.
We all are.
In the last 2 weeks, you've seen the Packers, who have won 6 games, and you had a chance to win that game. And people were saying before the week, after the way the Jaguars played, they're going to get hammered by the Packers. Well, they didn't, right? They didn't win, but they had a chance to win because the quarterback played so well and got him down the field, and the defense imploded. Well, and then yesterday, the quarterback doesn't play well, and the defense does, and they're down 22-0, but at the end, they still had a chance to make something happen. So it is extremely frustrating to watch this team right now.
All right, let's relive it, since that sounds so fun. Just to start the game, Austin Trammell gets called up because of the issues with wide receivers, so he's now returning punts, and the fumble immediately off the bat. After you see the defense force a punt, and then immediately to have a fumble, it was just like, John, it just felt like it was beginning right there, where you're like...
Well, a storyline was they had to start fast, and you couldn't turn the ball over to this team.
And that's what we did.
I don't know what to say. I mean,
Right.
This is not a fast start, and you turn the ball over to the
imagine.
team.
Ugh.
You gave them, you gifted them 7 points, and as well as you play after that, the field is tilted against you on the road, and it would have taken a superhuman effort by any measure to even get over this play.
Right. Listen, it's hindsight's so easy right here, but do you need the guy you just pull up off the practice squad returning punt? I mean, when you got Parker Washington, who I know is going to have a role in the offense, but he has been so reliable there. I think in a day where I'm going to be up against it, I stick with reliable.
Or how about this?
Yeah, that would have been good too.
That would have been good. All right, after that, Saquon obviously had a day, but touchdowns, receiving touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, and then a couple of ridiculous plays that we're going to see for many, many years to come. But he's just, I mean, I don't know what the Giants are doing, but Saquon is still such an amazing talent. To see it was impressive. We knew it was going to be a problem no matter what. But
as bad as you feel about the way that he treated you, I felt worse for the Giants, because how do you let a player like that go? This is a generational talent, and he's healthy and playing well for your division rival. I mean, if you're the Giants this morning, you have your head in your hands going, what did we do? We let that guy out of the building?
Yeah, we've been talking all year about whether the Jaguars are talented enough. I think the Jaguars have a lot of good players. I don't think they have anybody who's as good as Saquon Barkley. And they have 2 wide receivers who, frankly, are better than this team's wide receivers. Big playmakers. And I'm not trying to harp on this roster. I'm just saying that yesterday, that's why the Eagles won this game.
Yeah.
Because in the big moments, the biggest plays, in November when it matters, when stuff's getting weird, you depend on your great players to make great plays at great times. And the Eagles did that.
let's take a look at this video that we're going to see for the rest of time with Saquon hurtling over Jarian Jones backwards in the air, because he's a very talented man, and I still don't know how exactly he does all of these things, but I felt for Jarian in that very moment, because I'm sure that's a photo or a poster somewhere already.
Yeah, and I think it's a little different. Right. I was going to say, there's a couple years ago, everybody remembers the Derrick Henry play that had some bad tackles, right?
Sure.
That was bad tackle. I don't think Jarian did anything wrong here.
No.
It was...
Who thought he was going to turn around and jump over you backwards?
Right. When my son played tennis, there were times where the other player was better, and you'd walk back to the baseline and say, I didn't know I was playing God today.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is...
What do you do?
What Jarian Jones go, I didn't know they were going to send God down the field.
Who would have thought that he would have done something like that? But he's strong enough and athletic enough to be able to do what he wants on the field.
Sure. Let's look at Trevor's first interception here. A pass to Travis Etienne, who we haven't seen on the field for a while because he's been working with that hamstring injury, and then you see this, and then, Brian, I think you just mentioned we didn't see much from Travis after that involvement in the game. I know they were throwing it a lot, but still, we didn't even see much involved in that.
This is hindsight that is good hindsight. Good. I mean, there's not a lot of confidence in him right now. That was a crushing moment because, again, the defense had gotten them off the field, and you're only down 10-0 with 4:49 I think left to play in the first half, and that's the results. I wouldn't have put him back in either.
Yeah, I will go the other way and give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Not on this play, but he was coming off a hammy. I don't know if in the second half they had talked about using him a little limited yesterday, so I don't know how to put him back in either. I just wanted to point out that there was That didn't cause this play.
They were throwing to him,
right?
Because that was a good game plan to be able to move the ball as like the running game we talked about at West Coast.
Yeah.
But you got to.
So maybe the hammy came into play in the second half, but you can't make that play.
No.
After that, Saquon, another crazy rushing touchdown. This one before the half. This was the point where this was too. It was just.
Yeah.
Everybody was just waiting for him to get to them. I don't even know what they were doing.
Well, as Foyer said, you can't give up a draw on 3rd and 19. I mean, 3rd and 17 from the 19. You have a chance to go in halftime 13 compared to 16. And I had some emails. Hey, they showed a lot of quit on that play. I didn't see it as quit. It was
It's wrong.
They weren't trying. It was just they left a huge gap. The second half showed there was no quit. Oh, look at Nick. Look at Nick getting to celebrate.
The play before, he was losing his mind because he thought that it was defensive pass interference, not offensive pass interference on his tight end. And then he gets to go racing down the sideline like that because you give up this.
Yeah, I mean, Saquon made some superhuman plays. A lot of guys could make that play.
Well, he made his coach look good because his coach made some decisions that would have gotten him.
And they're not forgetting about it either.
Well, yeah. In Philly, they rarely do, but he got lucky that Saquon bailed him out on a couple of them.
He did. Let's take a look at this other crazy catch over Tyson Campbell. A.J. Brown left the game with injury, but Dotson stepped up in his place. And there was three specific plays from their offense that I was like, we're going to see these clips a million times after the fact. And I don't even know if I feel overly bad about this one. I feel like some of them were well defended. It's just, again, John, you're mentioning these, not necessarily Dotson, but like Devontae Smith's play we'll see later. They're just superhuman talents, and some of these are just really good plays.
Yeah, it's again, I keep going back to the NFL is these plays. Yeah. And the Jaguars had one last week where Evan Ingram made a play that's on par with this, right? Yeah. But haven't had enough of those. And again, I thought that was so clearly the difference in the game yesterday was 5 or 6 big plays by really, really, Pro Bowl caliber type guys at key positions.
All right, I think this was the point in the game where I was like, all right, I can write all of our stuff, get ready for the show, and then all of a sudden the Jags decide to show up late in the third quarter and, getting a touchdown, first from Trevor, finally get the offense going, and then to see the turnover from Trayvon, that was as well to get a defensive score, which we haven't seen from them much this year. I wasn't surprised because they keep doing this, and that's why it's so frustrating, because it's not like they're getting blown out by 50 every game. It's like, they just try to dig themselves out after they've dug such a large hole that it's almost impossible. So to see the Snakes work a little bit was impressive, especially because they were stopping the tush push the other way. So
they've been working lately, the Snakes.
I know, this whole year, really.
I'll be honest, I was surprised because in this situation, when you get down to the Eagles 22 at their place, and frankly, they needed a big break to get back in it. I'm not discounting the effort after that. They got a break. I think there'll be talk about getting Trayvon some carries.
Yeah, listen.
I mean, might as well.
What a play.
Right.
And he played a good game.
He was ready for it.
Yeah. Listen, Josh had the 2 sacks, but he had 6 solo tackles and a couple for loss. He pushed the pocket from where he was. I thought Trayvon was playing a whale of a game, and then the ball bounced, and he wouldn't go down. It was a great play.
Yeah, he was like, this is my moment to shine, and he went for it.
Well, this is the kind of athlete he is. Yeah. I mean, I joked about him getting carries. He could probably play a little fullback. I mean, he's athletic. He's everything you want. He's having a really good year. Yeah. And this is one of those highlight plays that, I don't know that a normal level athletic defensive player could have made this play.
Just the move he made at about the 7-yard line to go inside the corner. Yeah. I mean, you don't see a lot of big guys thinking about that and or able to execute it.
Well, he's a high-end basketball player.
Man,
a high-end basketball
player. Look at
player.
how he navigates. And watch him bounce off of, or I should say, the offensive lineman who hits him and tries to knock him down. And Trayvon just bounces.
Yeah, the first guy wasn't going to bring him down.
No chance. And then once he got running, good stuff.
And it's the kind of play that can spark you, get you back in it. And I did think what was impressive after this, they took advantage of it and stayed in it. It could have easily, you're outmanned. They're going to come down. They're going to come down and roll you the rest of the way. The Jaguars got back in it, and the offense played better. And you just wonder why it couldn't happen in the first half.
Yeah, that's the big question this week.
Here's our third play of the Eagles that I feel like we're going to see a million more times, but Devontae Smith's catch in the end zone where just the foot control to get the taps in, that is special. And I think,
well, again, 3rd and 22, the gut punch of, just like the Barkley play in the first half, this is a situational game. When you get 3rd and 22, and 3rd and 19 in the first half, numbers, all that you know about football tells you it's going to be 3 points each time.
Yeah.
Well, if they hold them to 3 points each time, then it's a different game. But in those moments, I keep saying that word this year, in those moments, this team made huge plays because they have some special players in those positions.
They got A.J. Brown lined up on a key 3rd down against Ronald Darby, and he executed for 20 yards. There was the 46-yarder that set this touchdown up, and then this touchdown. They got the matchup they wanted, and they took advantage of it. It was a great throw, but obviously a highlight reel spectacular catch.
Trevor Lawrence touchdown after this, because again, you're like, oh, okay, now they're, it's solidified again. But again, the Jaguars coming back in, Trevor getting another touchdown, and then I'm happy they're being resilient and fighting through these games because I don't want to see quit, and I'm not encouraging quit. It's just, why is it so hard in the first half? Why can we do these things in the second time and not the first half?
Because they're not as good as these teams.
Yeah.
And that's just, and I'm not trying to, overly criticize anybody, but they have proven this year they're 2-7. They are a team right now that gets themselves in these situations and you get close. But the league, the good teams win these games. And so they get themselves in this situation, and that's just who they are right now. And I hate saying that because I didn't think they would be this. But I don't know what else you draw from 2-7 the way these games have gone. They've lost 5 games in the last 2 minutes.
All right, let's look ahead to our final offensive play for the Jaguars of the game because I'm sure many people have many opinions on it. Brian, what did you think of the play call?
I don't have a problem with the play call. I mean, Doug laid it out last week, and he's laid it out all season. The ball's going to go where the ball's going to go, right? It's going to depend on what the quarterback sees, how the Eagles react. Do I love them throwing the ball at Dearness Johnson? No, I do not. I would have rather seen Brian Thomas Jr. be the featured guy there, but the ball didn't go there, and Doug will explain it, I'm sure, when he talks later today, why it wasn't targeted him, and maybe he wasn't open, who knows. But
well, Trevor laid it out after the game too, Ryan. He said they were getting man looks. I'm sure his read told him go to the single covered receiver. In this case, the single covered receiver was Dearness Johnson, and
who has, I think, 1 catch in his career beyond 10 yards down the field.
But in that moment, you sort of programmed to go for that read.
Right.
I wish he hadn't thrown it to him.
Yeah. Listen, and I said it off the top, it's so easy this morning to go 20/20 in hindsight on this, but you might have run a draw or a play where you burn a little bit of clock there.
I think that was for me what the issue was, is because I wasn't necessarily upset with that if that was the play they ended up going to at some point, just because I felt like they were kind of covering Brian Thomas Jr., kind of trying to take him out of the game. But I just immediately went back to last week where they scored. They have that great score from Evan, but you leave too much time on the clock. And with the defense playing as much as they have been, I had no faith that they were going to be able to stop the Eagles.
That's a fair point to make.
And I agree. And I definitely would have preferred to see them run clock. I'll try to maybe explain the thinking that I don't know that I would have gone that direction. You don't feel like you're an efficient offense right now, right? So are you really thinking at that point, hey, let's burn some clock and we'll guarantee we get this I mean, I think they're trying to score when they score, if you follow me, rather than thinking, hey, we know we can score if this play doesn't work. I don't think they have that much confidence to be an efficient team like that right now.
But Doug Peterson's been there before.
I know.
They've been in these
moments.
But this team... Well, I talked to Press Taylor last week on the practice field, and he corrected me. I asked if there was confidence in this offense with the slow starts. He said not only is there confidence, there is conviction. Well, okay, if you have conviction in your ability to perform at a high level, even if you don't in the first half, well, let's see it, right? I mean, let's see you calm down. There's 1:40 left to play. You got the ball at the 13-yard line. I don't have to score on the first play. I don't. Let me see things. I would have rather seen, and of course everybody would this morning, throw the ball away, throw it over his head. You know, he's falling backwards. It's not like he's standing in the corner of the end zone where even an outside shoulder throw
Yeah, I
was
don't
going
know
to
that
get
I
to
agree
him.
with the thinking. I would just say
Yeah.
that was probably.
That was
I
their
just
thinking.
listen. I'm fired up about it because Press and I had this very animated conversation about conviction, and I believed him that he, and I still do, that he believes in what this offense is capable of doing. Okay, so give yourself your best chance. And I'm not saying the play call was the problem. The throw ended up being the problem.
Sure, but as we said with burning clock, they're saying that, but are they coaching the way that they believe they believe conviction? Because if you're not believing you can score, then you're taking it as soon as you can get it. That doesn't one of that is not true.
Yeah.
Stay with us here on Jags A.M. We're gonna have some hot takes coming up after the break.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Navigating the current housing market and figuring out your best move when it comes to a mortgage isn't your full-time job, but it's one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. That's where the experts at Jet Home Loans get into the game and coach you to your ultimate goal of getting not just the right loan, but the perfect loan for you, the home of your dreams. Jet Home Loans works with you all the way, from application to closing, making sure your game plan is perfect. Make the call to Jet Home Loans and let their team join your team to make your dreams take flight. Visit jethl.com.
Football is back. Celebrate with a gay Duval meal deal. Score 2 roller grill favorites and a 20-ounce Coca-Cola soft drink for just $4.50. That means you can choose any 2 to pair with your Coke. 2 hot dogs, 2 tornadoes, 2 roller bites, or mix and match. Whether you're stopping for a quick snack or tailgating with friends, this is a victory for every Jags fan. Deal happening now through January 2nd, 2025. Stop by to purchase in store.
Imagine beautiful new windows and doors that elevate your space and keep you comfortable year-round. At Renewal by Andersen, we specialize in custom-built, energy-efficient windows and doors that are crafted to last. Right now, for a limited time, save 20% off your entire project. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation today. Restrictions apply. License number CGC 1527613.
Sudeth is on the 20, the 10. Yes, another successful move to a new home. I tell you, folks, I've never seen a team more prepared than the Sudeth crew. With a dominating lead in training, trust, and efficiency, it's no wonder why Sudeth is the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
For the past 100 years, Sudeth has provided local, long-distance, and international moving services in Jags. While the Jags are moving the chains on game day, Sudeth is helping you on moving day. Visit Sudeth.com/Jags for a guaranteed quote.
Calling all junior fire chiefs. Parents, register for your child to win the ultimate Jaguars game day experience. Sponsored by Firehouse Subs, cheering on the Jags from the Firehouse Subs fire truck at Everbank Stadium, flashing the fire truck lights when the Jags score. As honorary junior fire chief of the game, your child will receive a Firehouse Subs gift, and the whole family will receive 4 tickets and a parking pass to a home game this season. Visit Jaguars.com/sweepstakes to enter to win today. See website for terms and conditions.
Jags A.M. brought to you by Sudeth, Florida's trusted and reliable moving company. Sudeth, proud to be the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. To get a guaranteed quote, you can visit Sudeth.com/Jags. Back at the studio here on Monday after the Eagles and Jaguars game on Sunday. That I was very much glad it was not Sunday night after that by the time we get out of there. But what's some hot takes? What do we got this morning?
I'm going with what I think is pretty obvious, Tank over Travis. You know, there's all this talk about splitting carries and Travis being the starter and not losing his job to injury. I'm done, right? And look, in all disclosure, I'm still smarting from the fumble on the goal line in Miami on opening day. I haven't let go of that. But yesterday, that play, knocking the ball up into the air at that moment with just over 4 minutes left to play was just so untimely. don't have any confidence in his ability to be that big playmaker that you hoped you would get this year, that you would be able to put him in different situations, line him up in the slot, out of the backfield because he's a good receiver. Well, listen, my opinion doesn't matter. They didn't have him in the ball game on that play where Trevor threw the ball to Dearness Johnson. If you want the best player to catch that ball, the best running back, clearly that would have been ETN, and the offensive coaching staff did not have the confidence in him. So I say it's Tank's job. He's your starting running back. He's a powerful guy. He makes things happen. I don't even think it's an argument anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if you'll see it on opening snap automatically, but I think
you'll feel it.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like that's going to be the direction, and after what, 9 games, it's hard to argue it.
Yeah.
John, where are you headed today?
Well, it's a fight is nice, but it only matters so much, right? I mean, it's when you're watching a game like that on Sunday, you're liking the fact that they've come back. You're liking the heart. You sort of feel like, hey, this is an injured team going up against it. At the same time, it's the NFL, so it's not a Division II team playing a Division I team. You can't sit there and say, oh, they, gave it the old college try, So I get why people read and hear, well, they fought. Well, they're supposed to fight.
Yeah.
That's what they're supposed to do. And at some point, instead of feeling like you almost won a game like that, you have to win them. And we're sitting here after 9 games, and you're talking about a team that's lost 5 games in the last 2 minutes that was built to win now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they had a chance to win that one.
Who cares about the fight?
Yeah.
I get why people say that. And
go win it.
And they're right.
Mine's got to do a little similar to yours, Brian. Keep 44 on the field. We've talked about this endlessly. He's the best athlete on this team. He should be on the field more. I'm looking at the snap counts. He played 73% of the plays, and I understand they want to have a rotation. You don't have any other edge players on this team. Josh, Hines Allen, and Trayvon Walker should be on the field every play, unless they tap out, unless they pull in Anthony Richardson. They should be on the field, in my opinion, at this point. I've seen enough from everybody else. Also, I want to see Monteric Brown on the field. He only played 23% of the snaps. I would love to see him out on the field. I understand they want to do that rotation or whatever they were doing, but I think he should be getting the majority and Darby should be getting the 23%, at least for me. If Buster gets beat, I know he's trying his hardest. I feel like Darby's sometimes getting lost in there in the mix, and I'm just done with the rotations at this point. I don't know if Ryan Nielsen wants to listen to that, but I would like to see the best players out there.
Trayvon Walker's fun to watch, right? I mean, people tend to watch the ball and not the different players. I like to watch 44 to see what he's doing.
He just affects the game so much.
He's a really, really, really good player who gets better game to game. Your point about the cornerbacks really stands out. The reason I want to see Monteric is I want to know whether I can go forward with him. I'm not going forward with Darby. He's a 1-year rental. He was brought in here because he knew the head coach and he knows how to play press coverage. But you saw him yesterday. I mean, he was a liability. He's a 10-year guy. I want Monteric on the field because I got to find out, can I count on him? And by the way, let me see more Trey Prince, who has had a couple of moments on the field this year. I don't need to see any more Ronald Darby.
Yeah, the rotation in the back, I never have quite gotten. I like to see Trayvon and Josh always on the field in big situations.
Yeah.
It's hard to play 90% in those spots, but there was a play late where Trayvon was out of the game that I wondered about.
Those two were the best 2 players on the field for the Jaguars yesterday.
By far. All right, stay with us. We'll tell you what's coming up the rest of the week here at the Miller Electric Center.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields, and we have some great news. Fields has the vehicle you want, in stock, priced right, and ready for delivery.
Fields Auto Group is Jacksonville's luxury automotive destination for Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Inventory is back and available for immediate delivery.
And every Fields customer can take advantage of our Fields Amenities program with complimentary loaners, car washes, and our cafes. You deserve the best.
Stop by today or go to fieldsauto.com.
Hey Jags fans, stop dreaming of creating your game day fan cave and build the Jaguars den of your dreams with ZipChair. When it comes to maximum comfort, ZipChair.com is the only place for officially licensed Jaguars recliners, sofas, bar stools, office and gaming chairs, all featuring high quality embroidered Jags logos.
Crack open a few cold ones in the comfort of a Zip chair and make your home the place to be on game day. Head over to zipchair.com and save 20% today. Use code JAGSRadio at checkout. Zipchair.com, furniture for fans.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents in 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank N.A. member FDIC.
Listen up. Just like football, timing is everything. Only water your lawn when necessary. And always check the weather before turning on those sprinklers.
Save water, save money, and score big. It's a win-win.
Whether you're on the field or at home, we're all on the same team. Florida's water. It's worth saving. This message brought to you by the St. Johns River Water Management District. Visit sjrwmd.com for more information.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us, and with that comes cooler weather. If you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business, so give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
We need to define a great deal in today's new home market because the so-called great deals that you find on every corner just aren't the same as the incredible opportunities you'll find with a new Dreamfinders home. How about 2.99% in year one in one of Dreamfinder's 15 communities across North Florida? Now that's a great deal. 2.99% interest rate in year one and a beautiful new Dreamfinders home. Visit dfhsalesevent.com for our largest savings of the year on move-in ready homes. That's dfhsalesevent.com.
Jags fans, if you want customized Jaguars furniture for your home, check out zipchair.com. Browse all the customizable options. Zipchair is furniture for fans.
I don't feel that either. I mean, guys are extremely disappointed. I think it's just been the same thing so many times this season that it's frustrating because you feel like, honestly, you feel like you're going to break through it. You've had this adversity and this is the week. We're going to break through it, and we thought this was the week and didn't get it done, didn't finish. So it is frustrating, but we know it's going to turn. We just have to keep working. That's all you can do. All you can do.
Frustration overload, Trevor included. What are you looking at this week? I'm curious to see, as you mentioned, what the running back rotation is going to be, if we'll see any changes elsewhere. But
I heard early this morning. I got up to write, and I heard a soundbite from Foye Oluokun in the postgame locker room that I thought I wanted to hear that. Right? Basically, he was asked about the pressure and the anxiety in the moment. He goes, I love the moment. He goes, this is what we're in the NFL for. The big moment with your back against the wall. He goes, I want more of that. He goes, I want to win more. He goes, but I'm not backing away from that. It's a privilege to be in that. Yes, that's what I want to see and hear from guys. I don't want to hear about losing at the end and mental, fragility. Anyway, I want to hear, put me in the moment, because NFL games are decided in the fourth quarter. I want to hear, put me back in there, I'll win it this time. I loved the answer. I've been waiting to hear that.
Yeah, he's a football player. I mean, I don't know that all NFL players these days feel that way, the way he does. So I was glad to hear it too. And this week, what are you looking for? To me, you look for, at some point when you're losing like this, you take a gut punch that's hard to come back from, right? I worried that it was last week. I'm impressed that it wasn't. So you look for them to be sort of, I guess, still feeling that.
Yeah, well, listen, at some point they're going to get past it. I say it's going to be this week. The last 2 weeks, they have put themselves in a position and they haven't broken through. I say that the frustration breaks them this week and they go out and they get a win.
All right, I hope you're right, Brian.
Listen, the Foye Oluokun bite is worth listening to. It's up on the YouTube page. Go find it. When you hear that, maybe you'll think the same way I do, that there's going to be a breakthrough for this football team.
I love the confidence. We'll run this stop back on Monday, and hopefully you're correct. Stay with us the rest of the week. We'll be back on Wednesday and Thursday to talk about the Vikings game this week.